In Austria, children prepare for the arrival of St. Nicholas every year in early December. If they've been good, they'll be rewarded with gifts and treats. If they've been bad, however, it would be more than just a lump of coal they would have to deal with. They must answer to St. Nick's evil counterpart. And who is this, you might ask? Well, he isn't exactly the stuff of dreams. A mangled, deranged face with bloodshot eyes atop a furry black body. Giant horns curling up from his head. His name is Krampus, and he has been amusing adults and terrorizing children in the Alpine region for hundreds of years. Hello, ghoul friends and spook daddies. It's Dom.
And Amy.
And welcome to part 2 of the Horror House Christmas special. I know that when you're listening to this, it is closer to New Year than it is to Christmas, but it's still December. So we're classing that as a Christmas special still. Amy, I know that we've literally just recorded part 1. But I'm going to ask anyway, how are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very good. I'm a bit concerned about Krampus, as I am every year, because I'm just never on the nice list, fortunately. And trust me, I go around sitting on a lot of Santa's laps asking the question. So I've got a feeling I'm more likely to get a visit from Krampus than Santa, fortunately.
Oh dear. Well, yeah. If you've been naughty, you better watch out because Krampus might be paying you a visit. I mean, I will admit, I wouldn't particularly want to meet Krampus because he doesn't sound like it would be a great time. You know, because he'll drag you to hell, or he'll throw you in a sack, or he'll whoop you with some birch trees. But I do
sounding terrible so far.
I know. As soon as I said whipped with birch trees, I knew that you would be like, you know what, that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth punishments, that's all I'm saying.
Fair. That being said, I do kind of dig Krampus. I like his aesthetic. I think he's got a pretty cool look.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
He has got a very cool look. He's goth. He's goth as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm on board.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention as well that he has an extremely long tongue. Do with that what you will.
I'm just gonna... Busted, and that doesn't happen. So. I'm liking the sound of Krampus more and more. Maybe I should be naughty more often. No, that.
I mean, can you be any naughtier, Amy?
No.
If you're honest with yourself.
If I'm really honest with myself, no, I don't think I can. So, any naughtier, be
fair enough.
Which also sounds okay.
That is true.
Like, you get to drag people to hell and hit them with birch trees. So I'm kind of all right with it. However this turns out.
True. What would a female Krampus be called?
Glampus.
Glampus. Oh dear.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, we're just assuming that Krampus is a male. So we shouldn't really be doing that. But
yeah, don't assume fictional, mythical cryptids' genders. That's very, it's very upsetting.
I know.
It's very 1990s of you. How dare you?
I know. But yes, I'm very excited to talk about Krampus. He's got a pretty sort of cool story about him. And it's not often we do episodes about cryptids. I'm trying to think, what was the last cryptid episode we did?
Ooh.
What was the last one?
Honestly, don't know. We would be going back quite a while. We haven't done
We would, wouldn't we?
Uh,
It can't. Spring Heel Jack can't be the last one we
I
did.
think
That was
it could
ages
be,
ago.
you know.
Whoa, that was a while back.
Oh, we are slacking. More
We
cryptids
do.
in
Oh
2024.
yeah, we do.
That's one of the
More
New
cryptids.
Year's resolutions
Yes,
of Horror House.
yes. More cryptids in 2024. We need to do a Mothman episode. That's what we need to do.
Yes, we do. I agree.
We need to do a Mothman episode. If only because I feel that people need to see that Mothman has got cake, Amy. He has got booty. There is a statue of Mothman in some American city. I can't remember, but there's a statue of Mothman. And Amy, you need to Google this at some point. He has
God,
got.
can I do it now? I feel like
Yeah. Like type
God.
Mothman statue and find a picture from the back.
Statue.
It's got the cheeks.
Find a picture back. Oh my God, it's like one of the highest searches is Mothman statue back.
Right.
Okay.
It's,
Damn!
It's got.
Oh my God. Wow. I mean, good for you. Good for you, buddy.
There is no reason for
That's just not
Mothman
necessary.
to be that caked up. It's absolutely none.
No reason whatsoever for it to be that juicy. Just unnecessary.
It's like the jiggle when he's flying and when he's walking must be something.
Yeah, it must throw off the aerodynamics, and that's just upsetting.
It must do. Oh, I'm quite jealous. I'm like, give me some of that. I've got nothing.
Give me that booty.
Give me that booty.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone designed that statue. That's the curious thing.
Right.
I mean,
the person who designed that statue, obviously a booty man. Has to be.
Did you design that statue? Is that
Has to be. I'm not saying that I didn't.
There's a rumor.
There's a rumor. All I'm saying is myself and the designer of that statue have never been seen in the same room at the same time.
Well, yeah. What a niche thing to have claimed to have done. Yeah. I'll put that on your
now you know.
Tombstone. Design Mothman's booty.
Design Mothman's booty. But now you know. Now you know that Mothman has the ass. He's got the ass.
We have gone on such a tangent, but I love it.
This is one of the more strange tangents that we've gone on.
A very Mothman focused episode for an episode that's about the Krampus.
let's get back to our goat, half demon friend. We'll save Mothman for another time. How much do you know about Krampus, Amy?
I know he's horny.
He is.
Tank loves him, obviously, because he's just barking his head off. I know that he punishes the naughty kids.
Okay. Well, with that being said, let's get into the legend of Krampus. So, Krampus is said to have originated from either the German word Kramp, so spelt Kramp, or Krampen, spelt Krampen, which means claw, or the Bavarian word Krampen, spelt Krampn, which means dead or rotten. In some traditions, Krampus is a half goat, half demon creature, and its purpose is to scare or discipline mischievous children into being good, saintly children. The good kids. He's like, stop being a dick, essentially.
That's fair. Those are two very different origins of that word, like claw or dead or rotten. Those are, those aren't the same, but sure.
Yes, extremely different. So, although no documented records exist until the end of the 16th century Celebrations, including the Krampus figure, date back to the 6th or 7th century AD, according to theories about the figure's origins in pre-Christian Alpine traditions. By the 17th century, Krampus had been linked to St. Nicholas and used in Christian winter festivities. Legend has it that on December the 5th, also known as Krampus Nacht or Krampus Night, Krampus is said to appear in towns. Nicholas Stag, or St. Nicholas Day, falls on December the 6th. On this day, children open their doors to discover if a shoe or boot they placed outside the previous evening has a rod, which is for misbehaviour, or presents, which is a reward for good behaviour.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't mind the rod when I've been good.
Either way, Amy's like, hey,
Great.
Where's my rod?
This is full of fucking presents. What am I supposed to do with these?
A modern take of the custom is observed in Austria, Germany, Hungary, Slovenia, and the Czech Republic, where people decked out in devil's clothing take over the streets for something called take over the streets for something called a Krampuslauf, which is essentially a Krampus run, where people are chased through the streets by various Krampuses. Which, to be fair, sounds like a pretty fun time. I'd be down for a Krampus run. I'd be well up for that. That sounds dope.
I want to be chased by various devils. I mean, there's a metaphor in there somewhere, but I love it.
So that's a bit of background on Krampus and its early history. But what does our furry demonic friend look like? Well, if you're a child, you're probably going to think Krampus looks pretty damn gnarly. And let's face it, to an adult, he probably looks pretty gnarly too. So even though regional accounts of Krampus appearance differs, certain details always hold true. He is reported, behave yourself, Amy. He is reported to have a long snake-like tongue, fangs, and pointed demonic horns. He has rough fur all over his body, which is usually brown or black, giving him the appearance of a goat crossed with a demon. You held your tongue quite well, considering I was like, as soon as I say long snake-like tongue.
I don't like to make the obvious joke, okay?
I know you don't. I know.
But yeah, he sounds like a mix of a lot of animals and demons.
It does.
Like,
it does
you don't
sound
have
like a
snake-like
mix.
tongue if you're a goat.
No.
I'm sure we can find something to do with
it. It's not about how long the tongue is, it's about what you can do with it.
So yeah, it's about the skill. So sorry, Mum. I know that you listen. No, this isn't what you pictured me to be when I Here I am. So.
Oh dear. See, Mum, I'm a good boy. I'm the clean co-host. Amy brings the smut.
You raised him right, and now I don't actually know how this happened, how we became friends, because we're so different. But
I mean, I reckon we're similar in ways.
Well, we're very similar in the sense that we like all this stuff, but
oh yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah. So, Krampus also has a big sack. Behave yourself, Amy. Or basket on his back to carry off naughty children, and his arms and body are shackled with bells and chains. If fortune looks brightly on you, it would just be a swat from a birch branch that you would be on the receiving end of. However, if you're not, if Krampus is feeling just a little bit sassy, you'll wind up being thrown in the sack. After that, your fate is, well, anybody's guess. You could be eaten as a snack, you could be drowned in a river, or you could be dragged to hell itself. So he what?
I don't know. I think we're in the presence of me unlocking a new kink that I wasn't expecting. But yeah, I mean, none of those sound that bad to me. I get dragged to hell, great. That's where the party's at. I get whipped with a birch branch, brilliant. Fantastic. And then there was something about a sack, I don't know, I lost focus for a minute, but it sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, for an adult, Krampus probably sounds like he's a pretty fun time. For a kid, probably not so much.
No, not for a kid.
Adults are like, man, I vibe with Krampus. Let's invite him to the Christmas do. He sounds like a cool guy.
Yeah, plus there's always that one kid at like the party or like the family gathering that's just being a little shit and just won't shut up and thinks they know everything, and then they start crying when you punch him, and they're just annoying. So I don't punch kids.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, I don't. But you know the kid I mean, right? Everyone knows one. They're just really annoying.
Yeah.
And then if he had Krampus, he'd just pop him in the sack and whisk him off to hell. Everyone's happier. We can all get on with our Christmas drinking in peace.
That is
Thank you, Krampus.
That is very true.
No one says that very often. Thank you, Krampus, for doing a great job.
It's always why Krampus. It's never thank you, Krampus.
Yeah. Oh, how have we made people feel sorry for Krampus so quickly? Anyway, there's a lot of emotions coming up for Krampus that I wasn't aware of.
Me and Amy are going to found the Krampus Appreciation Society.
Free Krampus.
Free Krampus. So aspects of Krampus's appearance started to change throughout time. And this would be to conform to Christian ideas as Christianity grew in popularity in certain areas. For example, the chains weren't originally part of Krampus' appearance. It's believed that Christians added them to evoke the binding of the devil. Krampus also acquired several more devilish traits, such as the basket he uses to transport sinful children to the underworld.
Trust From the there, Christians to make things BDSM.
Easy. Right, I know.
Leave it out.
Just stay in your lane, Christians. Sorry.
Yeah, let us sinners handle that, all right?
Sorry, Christians who are listening.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I mean, if you are, I don't know how you found us, but welcome.
If you are listening, Christians, anal, lol.
Oh my god.
I've got a feeling that's going to get cut, but if it doesn't, you're welcome.
No, that's staying in. Staying in.
I've heard they don't like it.
We've yeah, I mean, there's a lot they don't like. I mean,
this episode is going to go out in that bit between Christmas and New Year where no one knows what they're doing. Everyone's a bit confused and don't really want to work, but they also don't want to like think about the New Year either. So I feel like we've got carte blanche to basically just say what we like at this point. So I'm just celebrating that confusion of those 3 days.
Yeah. Krampus, everybody. From there, it's easy to see how Krampus, who was already connected to winter celebrations, would have been absorbed into Christian traditions and the legend of St. Nicholas around Christmas time. But what about the more modern history of the Krampus legend? Well, Krampus's frightening presence was actually suppressed for many years, but he has seen a strong resurgence, and one that continues to this day. But before we get to the more recent history of the Krampus legend, I think now is a good time to take a little bit of a break, so Amy can I don't know, think about Krampus some more, and compose herself as we come back for part 2, and masturbate furiously. I wasn't going to say it, but there you go.
We were both thinking it. One of us had to say it, and let's be honest, it was probably going to be. I'm not going to masturbate over Krampus. I'm gonna compose myself, and I'm gonna be good so that I get presents this year.
Okay. We'll see how long that lasts into part 2. But until then, we will take a quick break, and you can get some refreshments. You can think, if you've been naughty, maybe how you would explain that to Krampus. And we will see you for part 2 in a little bit. Welcome, everybody, to part 2 of today's episode about Krampus. New title, as me and Amy discussed in the break. Krampus is coming, douchebags. That is the name of this episode now.
Yeah. It could mean douchebags as in all of you, or it could mean just the ones who identify as douchebags. Who knows?
It could. Yeah. Well, it's up to interpretation. What are your thoughts on Krampus so far, Amy? Is he someone that you would like to meet, like to go and have a drink with?
I mean, I didn't think so. I thought it was a bad thing to be visited by Krampus, and I thought that maybe I should start rethinking my sinful ways. But then we learned a little bit more about him in part 1, and now I'm kind of like, okay, I've been bad. I'm all right with it. Maybe that'll change in part 2. I don't know, but so far, I'm okay.
Well, as we said before the break, Krampus was suppressed for a time, but he has come back with a vengeance. So let's get into the more modern history of our favourite half goat, half demon, evil Saint Nick. So following the Austrian election of 1932, the Dollfuss dictatorship, which was supported by the Christian Social Party and the clerical fascist Fatherland Front, oh my lord, outlawed the Krampus custom. Fearing that children's mental health would be harmed by meetings with Krampus, the authorities would give out booklets titled, quote, "Krampus is an evil man," in the 1950s. God damn it, Christians. Why you got to ruin things?
Oh, yeah, but the old man that dresses up in the suit and beckons you onto his knee, he's totally fine. Don't worry about him. He's not an issue. Just sit on his lap, be good, and he'll give you a present.
Yeah.
See, I think we're warning kids about the wrong things.
Yeah. See, this is why me and Amy are going to start the Justice for Krampus movement, because...
Free Krampus.
Free Krampus.
He teaches so many lessons. He looks scary, so it's okay to be scared of him. But when you get to know him a bit, he actually just wants to give you presents for being good too. There's a good judge a book by its cover lesson to be learned here that children are being deprived of. And I think we need to get that message back out there. Fuck Santa, because he's weird and creepy. Krampus. And ladies, if you're bad, you get his rod. I'm just saying. You do
get his rod. Krampus has become the measure of being a good person.
He's fun for all ages.
So, as said, Krampus has been making a comeback in recent years. This is in part because of a bar humbug mentality in popular culture and individuals looking for unconventional ways to celebrate the holiday season. One example of this, as stated earlier, is the Krampus Night Krampusnacht celebrations that are held in various parts of the world on the 5th of December, where elegantly dressed St. Nicks pair up with monstrously outfitted Krampuses and make the rounds to homes and businesses offering gifts and playful threats. Some people exchange Krampusnacht greeting cards that depict the horned beast alongside festive and funny messages. As stated earlier, there is also the Krampuslauf, which sees large groups of people dress up as Krampus and run amok throughout the streets, chasing friends and passers-by with birch sticks. There you go, Amy. There's even more of a reason to go and do a Krampus run. You might get hit with a birch stick.
See, I like this idea. I don't understand why they were so against it.
Because...
I mean, not for that reason. I just meant it sounds like a nice thing overall.
Yeah. Because people are killjoys, Amy. People are killjoys. Like...
There may be a bar humbug mentality, but where do you think that came from? I like Christmas.
So the custom has grown in significance throughout numerous nations, incorporating pricey handcrafted masks, intricate costumes, and even parades. Many elements of the traditional festival remain, despite complaints from some that is becoming a bit too commercialized. By the 20th century's conclusion, Krampus had returned in full force with the release of special Krampus television episodes and Krampus films, as we spoke about in the break. A very well-known Krampus film that is a lot of fun.
Good.
Americans are embracing the darker side of Christmas. Annual Krampus celebrations, complete with costume competitions, parades, traditional dances, bell ringing, and alpine horn blowing, take place in many American cities. Masks, dirndls, I believe that's pronounced, dirndls, and cookies are standard fare. For its part, Austria is attempting to commercialize the harsh persona of Krampus by selling chocolates, figurines, and collectible horns. So, if you feel that your Christmas isn't spooky enough and needs a good dose of Halloween, you may want to see if there's a Krampusnacht near you. But of course, if you do, don't forget to dress up. And that is our little episode about Krampus and the legend and what he looks like and everything in between. Amy, a short one from me. It's not very often that I do short episodes, but
that's true.
What are your thoughts on Krampus? Tell me, talk to me.
I like Krampus. I think he's gotten it back, and I think children could learn. Adults alike could from him in a different way.
Okay, cool.
I think we should celebrate Krampusnacht next year. I think rather than doing a Christmas episode, we should do a Krampusnacht episode instead.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I
wonder where the closest one to us would be. There must be one in, like, I was about to say London, but maybe not.
No, I might start doing. I always do like I used to do Halloween parties, and then everyone started doing Halloween parties, and obviously I'm a hipster, so I can't. So I stopped doing. But I have always done Friday the 13th parties because I think that's fun, and you're guaranteed a Friday, so happy days. But maybe I should start doing Krampusnacht parties. Maybe that should be how we integrate it over here. I mean, not just me, everyone, but I could start it.
Yeah, definitely. Start a movement.
Yeah, I think so.
It is,
and then we'll all wear t-shirts that say "Free Krampus" on them because it's misunderstood.
Make a logo and everything. Have it all official.
Yeah.
Free Krampus.
A Krampus behind bars. I'm literally thinking of like the Free Britney t-shirt, but instead of Britney, it's just Krampus. I think that would work.
That would be amazing.
People could get on board. I doubt he'll get as much support as Britney did, but yeah. I was going to go on a tangent about Britney, but I've changed my mind because I could talk all day. we won't. But
I was going to
Krampus, free
compare
Krampus.
Krampus to Britney for a second. Yes.
I mean,
Free Krampus.
both of them aren't the kids.
No, very true. Very, very...
Yikes.
Well,
Sorry, Brittany.
only if you're... With Krampus, it's only if you're a bit of a dick. Then, if you're a good kid, Krampus is like, you know what? I'm going to leave you alone because you're chill. You're cool.
Boot full of presents.
Though, Timmy, you're being a fucking dick.
Yeah, you getting whipped.
You got to sort it out.
Oh, dear.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. A short and sweet episode. But it was very fun to sort of look into the legend of Krampus and its history, and how the legend has been sort of upheld in more modern times. May it become commercialized at some point potentially, but it's still a pretty cool legend, all the same.
I think so too.
Amy, would you like to see us out for part 2 of our Christmas special?
I would love to. Thank you so much for joining us and for talking about Krampus with us. He's maybe your second favourite half goat, half demon person, because, I'm still here. But he's great, and I didn't know as much as I thought I did about him, so thank you, Dom. If you would like to support what we do here, there are many ways that you can do it. You could buy some of our merch. We're still 50% off and we're still free shipping. Always be free shipping, but we're still 50% off until January. You can buy us coffee if you want. I'm not going to explain that. Done it enough. Follow us on social media. Follow us on your podcast app of choice. And comment, DM, just, I don't know, write stuff. Just be creative, Follow your dreams. But preferably in our inbox as opposed to anywhere else. Just do that. Thank you for being here. We hope you had a very, very Merry Christmas. And we hope you have an incredible New Year. And that you decide to rejoin us in 2024 when we have got big things planned. And we cannot wait to see you. But until that time, stay spooky.
Stay bloody spooky, you beautiful people. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. So
I've got a feeling that there's going to be quite a lot of people getting worked up at how many times you said naughty during that episode.
Is it? Okay.
I mean, we've got a lot of listeners that really like your voice. So,
Do I don't know if that's true, but maybe so.
I mean, that is true. But yeah, I mean, I'm, fidgeting, so it's going to work for someone.
No, fair. Fair enough. I'm glad my voice has such an effect on you, Amy. My voice and the Krampus legend.
Could be such an aphrodisiac.
Combination.